What's up guys, my name is Ace, and earlier today I uploaded a video talking about everything I love about Black Ops 3 so far. If you guys are looking for positivity, go and check that video out because that's where all the positivity is. This video is going to be about all of the negative things, and it's going to be more of a critical video on the things that I feel need to be changed in the game. Alright guys, so the number one thing I initially had on my list, and I actually recorded this commentary with that on my list, I'm currently cutting this part in, because it has been patched already, which is pretty incredible to see. I didn't think they'd do it mid-beta, but that was the spawns. The spawns were a big issue at the beginning. They seem to have been patched quite a bit better now. They used to be extremely sticky. That was the problem with the spawns, especially on, let's just say, the C spawns on Combine. With that one, you could just sit at head glitches and basically wait for the people to come 2 seconds off of their spawn and kill them. And as long as you weren't looking directly at the spawn in Domination, they wouldn't spawn there. Or they would still spawn there, and they'd just walk out and get killed. And they had no way to really counter this once they were in that spawn trap, because you had all the advantages. So they actually seem to have fixed this. It seems like it flips out a lot easier, but it doesn't flip all over the place like crazy, which is nice. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to. I'm starting to get used to it already, but initially it was kind of shocking to me that I couldn't predict spawns all of a sudden, because I was actually pretty good at predicting spawns, and then they definitely did change them up. So I'm actually kind of happy with spawns right now, and there goes my number one complaint, already fixed, which I love. I just realized I just said that I loved something in this video, and this is supposed to be a critical negative commentary, so let's get back to the negative stuff. The next thing I want to talk about is gun balance. Now, if you watched my last video where I talked about what I loved, something that I love about the game is the gun balance. But there's a few things that I feel definitely need to be changed. First off, the Razorback SMG. But a couple other ones that I would like to see changed a little bit is, first off, the XR2, which is the 3-round burst assault rifle. It's comparable to the SWAT 5.56 from Black Ops 2, but one big issue that I had with it when I was using it is it doesn't seem like you can get a one burst kill with it ever. And I don't think that really matches the time to kill in this game. You can get one burst kills out to a really good range with the M8A7, but with the XR2, I can land every single one of the bullets in a burst, so all 3 bullets, even at a relatively close range, I can hit all 3 of them in the body and still not get a kill. And I feel like that doesn't blend with the time to kill of the other guns very well. It's guaranteed you're going to have to take at least 2 bursts, and a lot of guns can kill you faster than that time. And I feel like it's the type of gun that should definitely reward accuracy. And I don't think it would be too overpowered if it did have a 1 burst potential out to a medium range or something along those lines. The next one that I also feel needs just a little bit of a buff. I'll be honest here, I haven't used it a ton. I've tried to use it. I've tried to force myself to use it for, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 games. And I just can't seem to figure out what this gun excels at. It doesn't seem to excel in any situation. It seems to be outmatched everywhere, basically. And that is the Weevil SMG. This gun, yes, it does have a high magazine capacity. I'd say that's the only thing this gun has going for it. It doesn't have the greatest accuracy. It's got a fair amount of recoil. I mean, it's not the worst recoil in the class, but it's got a fair amount of recoil so that you can't challenge assault rifles at medium range. You definitely can't challenge the Razorback at any range with it. And on top of that, it doesn't excel in close quarters by any means. It doesn't beat any of the SMGs up close. Many of the assault rifles beat it up close. I just couldn't find a situation where the Weevil excelled. So I feel like it could use a little bit of a buff in some way. What that buff might be, I don't know. Maybe a little bit less recoil, or a little bit better range, or something could be done to this gun, and I feel something should be done, or it's going to be one of those guns that nobody ever uses. Now, the final gun balancing issue is something that I never thought I'd hear myself say. I feel the snipers should be buffed a little bit. Just a little bit, and only in a very specific way. I really like what they did by removing aim assist for snipers. I think that's a great addition. You can no longer have people complaining about aim assist with snipers. And it has actually eliminated a lot of the quickscoping problems that I really didn't like in Black Ops 2. I'm typically an anti-sniper guy, as you guys might tell there, but I feel like the snipers need a bit of tuning with them. So the next thing that I think definitely needs to be changed, and this is coming from somebody that's on the giving end of this almost every single time. I don't think I've been on the receiving end of this very much. And that is the Talon score streak. Now, if you guys have seen my Talon score streak video, you'll know just how powerful this thing can be when it's player controlled. A big issue with this is it's very easy to spawn lock people with this and just kill people as they run out of spawn. And there's really not much they can do about it because there's no spawn protection for them. So the change that I would make to this is, first off, I would add spawn protection for certain kill streaks. So I would add spawn protection for the Talon, for instance. I don't know if I'd add it for the Hellstorm. Maybe for the Hellstorm I'd add it as well. I guess that does make sense. I'd have some form of spawn protection for that. And also for the Talon, I kind of hate to say it because I love using this thing and it is extremely powerful, but it is too powerful. I wouldn't mind seeing a cooldown timer. Now, I wouldn't want it to be extreme where you spend most of your time in a cooldown timer while you're running the streak. I just want it so you can't just sit and spam a doorway as enemies come pouring out of it repeatedly. That's a little bit overpowered in my opinion. Actually, that's a lot overpowered in my opinion. So I think they should definitely add a little bit of a cooldown timer just so you can't spam it like crazy. Another thing to do with score streaks is buff some of the higher score streaks. The RAPs, or the RAPS, to me, those are terrible. I've earned them a few times. Sure, they've gotten me a couple kills, but it's not worth the score to earn them. I get 10 times as many kills with a Talon as I get with the GI unit or the RAPs. When an enemy calls in that RAP score streak, I'm just like, sweet, free score for me, because I can easily find those spherical balls that are rolling around. I can find them, shoot them, and get points for them. And I've never been concerned that one of them's ever going to kill me. I've never been killed by one, at least I can't remember ever being killed by one. And I've earned tons of score against these. So I think the RAPs need to be quite a bit faster, and they probably should have a little bit more health as well. I'm not too sure. I don't want them to take it too far so that they're uncounterable, but they definitely need some form of a buff, or else they need to be put down at like a 400 score streak or something, because that's really all they're worth to me, in my opinion. As for the GI unit, this thing just needs better AI. It's that simple. Or it needs to have a mode where it just roams around the map killing things. Because as it is right now, it's rare you're going to get a kill with this. Or it's rare you're going to get more than 1 or 2 kills with this, let's just say. And for the level of a streak that it is, it's kind of way up there on the score streak list. This is completely unacceptable to me. This thing should basically go off when you earn it. If you work that hard to earn a streak, I feel this thing should get you several kills. So those are the score streak adjustments I would make, keeping in mind that we haven't played with all the score streaks yet, so there could be some more overpowered or underpowered score streaks that need tweaking, but this is just what we played with so far. That's what I feel needs changed. As for specialists, I did say that I was pleasantly surprised with how the specialist balance is, but one specialist that really stands out as extremely annoying, I'm not going to call it overpowered, extremely annoying though, is Rejack. And for those of you that have been playing the game and end up playing against a team full of guys using Rejack, it's very, very annoying to play against. It's very frustrating to play against. I don't mind being killed by the Annihilator pistol. I honestly don't mind. If they shoot me, they win the gunfight, awesome. Good for them. They won the gunfight. Sure, they had that pistol, so they had a clear advantage going in, but I had a realistic chance of killing them, and that was okay. They won the gunfight. With Rejack, on the other hand, this is one that really frustrates me because you actually earn the kill. You win the gunfight. But they decide to come back to life, which, by the way, they have 5 seconds to be able to come back to life. Within that 5 seconds before they Rejack, it doesn't matter if you're shooting them like crazy. They have basically God mode. They're laying there essentially dead, so you can't kill them. And then when they decide to Rejack, which is whenever they want to within that 5 seconds, they come back with full health and a full magazine. If they went down with 2 bullets left in their magazine from the gunfight they were just in with you, it automatically reloads their gun. They have a full magazine and full health, plus they're shielded by the smoke screen, and they actually get to pick exactly when they pop up within that 5 seconds. You don't know when exactly they're popping up. You can't see when they pop up because they're doing that, and you were just in a gunfight with them, so you likely don't have full health. You likely don't have a full magazine. So he has the clear advantage when he comes back to life, which is really frustrating to me. I feel with Rejack, the best way to balance this would simply be, first off, you go down with whatever ammo you had in your magazine. That's what you come back up with. So if you go down with 2 bullets left in your magazine, too bad. You can try to run away, but you don't come up with a full magazine ready to challenge me again if you've already wasted an entire magazine on me. Second, I feel you should come back with about 50% health. Just make it so it's a little bit easier to kill that guy that pops back up, because a lot of the times you're almost out of ammo after that gunfight, and I feel like you shouldn't have to unload an entire magazine into a guy just to get a kill. That's a bit of an exaggeration. I know it's just a few more bullets, but still, I feel like that would balance it out a little bit more. Honestly, I don't really care too much that he carries on his streak with Rejack. A lot of people are complaining about that. I don't mind too much that your streak carries on with Rejack. I just want to make it so you don't have a clear advantage when you Rejack and come back to life. Because as it is right now, the guy that's using Rejack basically gets the benefit of the doubt. So aside from all that, one other thing that I would like to see, keeping in mind I haven't unlocked Tactical Mask at the time of recording this video. By the time this video is out, I will have unlocked Tactical Mask, so we'll see what it's like. But concussion grenades right now seem a little bit on the powerful side. Let's just say a lot on the powerful side. Essentially, if you get hit by a stun grenade, you're dead. There's nothing you can realistically do. You can try to lay down, you can try to jump out of the way, but you're pretty well dead if you get hit by a concussion grenade, if your enemy's smart enough to capitalize on that stun hit. So what I would do with a concussion grenade is either reduce the duration of the stun or just reduce the effect of the stun. Allow it so you can actually turn your aim a little bit faster, so you can realistically try and challenge an enemy that's coming at you, or just reduce the amount of time that it lasts for, but still have the same effect essentially. And I would also add to that shock charge. The shock charges, I don't like that you can't really see them. I don't think I've ever actually seen a shock charge before, but I've been hit by countless shock charges. So I don't know. I would like to see shock charges a little bit easier, or make them make more sound. Like in Black Ops 2, you could hear a shock charge from a pretty good distance away. So you could be on alert and like, okay, there's a shock charge somewhere in this area. I got to be ready for it. I got to look out for it, try to find it. In this game, I've never heard a shock charge. I've never seen a shock charge, but I've been hit by a ton of them. So I feel like there just needs to be something to do with detection, making them easier to detect for the shock charges. So overall, that's about it. Those are the things that I feel are definitely issues with the game in its current state and definitely need to be patched, need to be fixed before the game launches. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree or disagree with any of my opinions here. I know some people are really adamant about Rejack being perfectly balanced. If you are, I'd like to hear exactly why you think that, what your reasoning is behind that, and just keep it respectful. Keep everything in the comment sections respectful if you can. I'm totally open to debate and constructive criticism, all of that. Leave that in the comment section below. Also, if you have anything to add to this list, things that you feel definitely need to be changed before the game launches, and I'm not talking about minor little improvements and things. I mean things that are potentially game-breaking issues or really serious balancing issues. Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.